Well, hey, Southeast. It's still a few weeks before we're going to be able to get together and worship here physically. We're doing a great job of connecting on Zoom and then worshiping online, and that's all well and good. But you know, our hearts really want to be here, don't they? So, thought it's only fair because you've maybe been sitting there wondering, what happens when you leave a preacher alone in a building for 2 months? There's all kinds of crazy stuff that could happen. So, it's only fair to give you a tour of the building and show you what we're looking at right now. Things could change, but right now how we're thinking things are going to look when we get back together, when we're finally able to come back together and worship, whenever that time may be. When you first pull in, you're gonna as you come to the building, you're gonna have a chance to get a mask if you don't have one. We're gonna be asking everybody to wear a mask during worship at least the first few weeks while we're getting together again in the building. And so what you're going to do is, if you don't have a mask, you're going to come over. Before you ever even get in the building, we've got somebody over here with a cart and with masks that Tracy Towers has made for all of us. And there's a variety. What could I get today, Max?
We got Vikings, we got donuts, tacos, all kinds of masks.
How about donuts? I feel like donuts today.
Awesome.
So thank you very much. We'll see you in church. And so then after you get your mask, it's just like normal. You're going to come in like you're going into church. The one thing that'll be different is that the doors will be propped open. We're going to practice one-way traffic in and out. So as you come in, there might be a greeter here. Hey, good morning, Dante. It's great to be here. Did I mention I've been alone for 2 months? And so we come in, and you'll see some chairs right here in the foyer. Maybe you're feeling vulnerable, but you feel like you still could come to church, but you're not quite ready to be in the sanctuary. This is a great spot. 1 or 2 people from the same house could sit there, right? Same way out here in the foyer, we've got some rows set up where people can come and sit during the worship service, practicing again social distancing, and we also even have 3 rows upstairs in the balcony. As you come into the worship service, somebody will be at the door here. Hi, Max. Great to see you. So glad you could make it today. And they might even have some hand sanitizer for you so that you can have clean hands. You should enter the Lord. You remember that? Created me a clean heart. You want to have clean hands too. So as we come in here, there's all kinds of, there's not all kinds of differences in here. You'll see that the rows are spread out a little bit more so that you'll be able to have that social distance front to back. And then as we come in, you'll be able to sit in your kind of household group, and then you'd leave a space between you. So if I was sitting here and I was by myself, the next person would want to be a minimum of 3 chairs over. So you'd want to have 3 empty chairs. 4 would even be better. 4 is over 6 feet. 3 is just under 6 feet. So that's kind of how we will do it when we come into worship. And we will hopefully be able to fill in from the front so we minimize cross traffic. And so you'd come in, if you were the first one here, you'd be you'd be coming all the way up to the front rows. You can see how people even the stuffed animals have a hard time filling in and sitting up front at church. Max, you're supposed to help the animals sit up front. But anyway, it's good to see you today. And then for our worship service, it's going to be limited to 30 minutes so that we can minimize the amount of time that we're together. It'll just be a brief time, singing if that's allowed. If it's not, we'll have special music, and then we'll have a short sermon. That's a promise. And then we will end with kind of a communion type thought, at the conclusion of which we will exit the building beginning in the back. The back rows will go out first, and as they go out, they'll be able to get communion, just like this. They'll get their individual communion, and then be able to go out into the courtyard and socially distance and have communion. After that, we'll be able to just visit at our safe distances. Our masks can maybe come off at that point. So that's the plan. You can see we've been we're really eager for that time when we're able to get back together again in the Lord's house and worship. But I wanted you to be able to see, because it's been a long time since anybody's been able to be in the building, and just to be able to see the preparations, to know that when that time comes, we're ready, and we will get together and we'll start working our way back into worshiping here together. But in the meantime, the good news is the church is not a building. The church is us, God's people. And we cannot be stopped from worshiping together in unity of heart and of mind and spirit. And we cannot be stopped from ministering wherever we're at in ways that are pleasing to God and loving of others. So I guess we should all pray for each other in that way, that we can all continue to minister and to not see this as the church being repressed, but as the church being the church. No matter what, nothing can separate us from the love of God. Nothing. Not a virus, that's for sure. So anyway, hope you enjoy worship today, and let's keep on connecting. Let's keep on being the church. All right? We love you, and I miss you, and I am going a little bit crazy in here, so hopefully we're getting down to the end of this.